Then you got a man who's sitting there and he wants you to order the food on the date.
Yeah, like I've been in situations where
then you keep your mouth closed.
Okay, so don't even try to step into that role.
No, let your stomach growl. Drink some water. Sit there and look at him like he's a goddamn fool. And then if 15, 20 minutes goes by, you didn't do anything. Politely excuse yourself, go to the bathroom, hit an Uber, and get the fuck out.
Okay, all right.
Hey, what's going on, Brittany?
Hi.
What's going on?
How are you?
I'm well. What do you got?
I wanted to call. I know we were talking about, before we went off on the conversation about the 54% and 16%, I wanted to talk about the more or less. And we've had our conversations about we're wanting to offer more to get more. And I had a few questions in the dating, because we talk about being feminine and cooperative and things. How do you determine, or how should a woman determine, like, say, for example, sometimes I've been on dates and the man wants to take charge, make the order, talk to the server, order my food. And then sometimes a gentleman might like it if I order the food, or, if I ask them what they want. How do you know, is it a beta male, like alpha male thing?
I don't understand the question. I don't understand the question. Make it simple.
How do you gauge that you're being feminine, or wants you to take charge, if that makes sense?
Well, femininity is, see, that's one of the things that so many women today do. You don't turn femininity out just like you don't turn masculinity on or off.
Right.
In your feminine, okay, so let's say in this situation, you say you have a man and he wants to take charge and order the meal and everything else. Okay.
Right.
Then it proceeds as normal. Then you got a man who's sitting there and he wants you to order the food on the date.
Yeah, like I've been in situations where
then you keep your mouth closed.
Okay, so don't even try to step into that role.
No, let your stomach growl. Drink some water. Sit there and look at him like he's a goddamn fool. And then if 15, 20 minutes goes by, you didn't do anything. Politely excuse yourself, go to the bathroom, hit an Uber, and get the fuck out.
Okay, all right. I guess.
But it's kind of weird that I get it now, because there's so many women needing coaching on femininity, and they go to, dating coaches to get advice. So they ask Kevin, how do I be feminine, so on and so forth. I guess what you're trying to figure out, which I see you got your camera already set up, you got your arm over the couch, so I'm assuming you might be Brittany Bryant must be on YouTube or a podcast or whatever. You don't want to overstep boundaries, is what you're trying to say. It doesn't make it an alpha or beta male thing. It all depends on who you're dating, or, if a guy is taking you out somewhere, I think it's normal. It shouldn't be a matter of, I need to order your food for you. You got a menu just like I got a menu. I don't know what you like. That's what the date is for. It's an interview. You're going to have a baked potato and a salad, and that's it. You're not going to get the prime rib. You're not going to get the tomahawk or the cowboy or anything like that. So baked potato and salad only. Baby, get what you want. Do you. We're going to have a good time. And some women, like, I've been on a date before where a woman, like, I took her there and, like, we discussed what we were going to get, and she actually ordered it. When I say she ordered it, she was like, yeah, I'm going to have this, and he's going to have this, this, and this. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Because, even when I go out, like, I don't say everything. I'm like, I'm going to have this, but what you don't have. And I let a woman speak for herself. She has a mouth just like I have a mouth. You know what I mean? You look at things different. That shit like that is minor shit. You need to worry about somebody slapping the shit out you. If he got kids, STDs. Does this motherfucker got sleep apnea? Shit like that. Or how long can he stand up? You know what I mean? That's the shit you need to be worried about. Ordering something as simple as that. Come on, baby. Am I masculine or feminine? You sitting at the table conducting yourself. You got proper etiquette. You chewing with your mouth closed. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares about the fork placement and the. I mean, some do, some don't, but men generally don't care about that. You're just there to be beautiful and all your feminine for me to admire you, and we're gonna have a good time as long as you're just not there on your phone and we're having a good conversation. You're interacting, and we can converse. If we're not able to converse and you just there stiff, giving me one word answers, I'm gonna get the fuck out of there. But anyway, man, let's go ahead, baby.
My thought process was trying to be cooperative or
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Have you ever seen a woman? Have you ever seen a woman who walks up to a door and has a man in her vicinity and she just stops at the door?
Oh, like walks up to a closed door?
Yeah, like going to a mall or something, and you're gonna go to a mall. You walk to a. Have you ever seen that? Huh?
I do that myself.
I mean, but now, do you see women who will just why? So the first time I ever saw that happen was a woman.
Some women just sit there and like have never had that done. I honestly, I went out with a couple nights ago, and she opens all her doors for her because the guys that she deal with, and some of you women just deal with a certain caliber of guy. You know what I'm saying? You walk ahead of the guy. You walk around to the car and open the car door up. A guy comes to pick you up. He doesn't get out to open the car door for you. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? He just pulls up, honks the horn, you get out, and you open the door and get in the car. Same thing getting out. Same thing. You walking ahead of him and you opening up the door and walking through, and he's just walking behind you, grabbing the door and shit like that. And you got some women you can hold the door for, and she just walk her ass in and don't say shh. So I mean, it's like some women just are. It's just based off what you're used to. You teach people how to treat you at the end of the day, and that goes for men and women. What you will and won't tolerate.
I'm not gonna say where she's from. She just stood there. There's a security guard to the right of her, but her man, she stopped, and her husband was coming across the parking lot. She waited until he came and opened the door.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Why? She could open the door herself.
Well, I mean, how I was taught that men open doors.
Yeah, but what if you don't have a man behind you though? My point is that woman was living in her feminine. And there are things that you do and you don't do just because you can do things. That does not make you more cooperative or less cooperative. It doesn't, just like, this is a larger conversation. If you're getting men who are sending you confusing signals like that, I would say don't even go out on date one with them. Because if you're sitting at a meal with somebody, well, I guess that's kind of harsh. If you're going on first date with somebody, that's fair. You got to get to meet somebody. But if you're sitting across with somebody and you're not getting the vibe that they know how to take charge and just order a simple meal, and they're waiting for you to order, you start how you end. It's better to just end that situation. Because what happens for so many of you ladies is you'll try to do with this man what you want to try to do with that man, and with that man with this man, and then you mess it all up. Deal with the man. That's the point, because you try to make Frankenstein. I go back to the video. Women like monsters. I like the way this guy moves. I like the way this guy does this guy does that. Femininity is something you stay in. Mm-hmm. You don't get in and out. I'll make that as simple as possible. Hold on, go ahead.
Well, I don't want to. I think I was thinking too much into it because I try to be cooperative or, get on someone's program, like you say. And it's just like, okay, if this is the kind of thing that
getting on a program is fine. But I said it the other day when I was talking to the men that we have to have a job description, and the job description comes with details and a list. And nothing in your job description says on the first date you should be ordering anything. That really doesn't make any sense. And if he moves that way, if he moves that way on date one, it's probably going to show up other places too. And unless you want to move that way, don't start that way. Let me bring somebody else in as well.
All right, thank you.
Here's what I'm afraid of is going to be for so many of our women is that so. Yeah, that's why you always bring somebody in here doing this stuff. I don't get why. It's not open for guys yet. As we get into the holiday season, ladies, more or less, here's the question. As a woman, as a feminine asset, are you an asset in this season or are you a liability? Can you, because honestly, many men, I'm gonna just speak honestly from the hip. Ladies, a lot of men are just tired. One of the questions I get from men more often than anything is, are these ladies being serious or are they playing dumb?
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys are like, women can't really think this way.
Right.
And the issue is, ladies, you need to know where you're starting with from your overall image in men's minds and then act accordingly. Here's a problem. So many women will feel like, well, I didn't do A, B, and C, so I should not have to do A, B, and C. That's bull. Let me tell you, when I was a young man in the 90s, I didn't do the things to tarnish the black male image, but I damn sure had to pay for them.
I know a lot of you fellas out there can agree with that all day. You know, a woman, you'll try to show a woman, and that's why a lot of these things, guys, you guys get upset because you try to be a gentleman. You try to, do all this romance stuff and what you see on TV, courting a woman, being nice, texting her, opening these doors, complimenting her, doing, just being a nice guy. And you realize quickly that certain women, this shit just doesn't work. You end up sometimes getting disrespected for it because she's been with so many F-boys or so many guys who've taken advantage. And you could be intimate with or in an intimate moment with a woman and she'll just bring that shit up. You could be, as they say, balls deep and she'll bring that shit up. And you've shown her nothing but a stand-up guy, a righteous, holy, God-fearing guy, and she'll just bring this shit up. She'll treat you a certain way because of who she dealt with and who she's used to dealing with. And sometimes that's where the juice isn't worth the squeeze, guys. So it's better just to say, a lot of times if she can't see the value in you, man, you don't need to convince her. You've already expressed and through how you conduct yourself what time it is. And if she can't recognize what time it is, let her go back to those dudes she's complaining about. We don't have time for that shit, guys, and that's what you need to realize.
Damn sure had to pay for them. I had to pay for them. Black men, understand something. How many times as a man, 50 or less, you had to pay for sins of the father? So you're going, if you consider yourself to be a good woman, and I shouldn't have to deal with what they did today. Well, until you get a husband, you need to approach the market like, yeah, you do, because they don't know you. Hello.
It's God's beat maker.
And I don't know. I will put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from go. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth them.